I want to share with you just a little bit about who I am and my story. I want to tell you why I started Amy Brimhall Art School and what it means to me. First of all, if my 15-year-old self could see this, she would be jumping up and down, screaming with joy. My story goes like this. My mom is creative in everything she does, and everything she touches seriously turns to gold. My dad is a musician and creative in a totally different way, but my parents are my biggest fans besides my husband and have always encouraged my art. Now that does not mean that they told me that everything I made was great or awesome, because it wasn't, and even still, it isn't. When I was in 4th grade, I drew a castle for an assignment, and I looked around and I could tell that it was unusually good. And that gave me this huge confidence boost, and I began to copy anything and everything I could find. The problem was I lived far from a library, and back then there was no internet service, if you can imagine that. And I really only had some VHS video cases with tiny little pictures of Disney characters. And so I drew those as much as I could, and my mom and dad would put them around their bedroom actually. It made me feel really good. In 8th grade, I took an art class and we cut out magazines in half, right down the center of the face. We glued one side to the paper and then I drew the other side. And that was just shockingly effective for me to learn how to draw faces. I was asked after that by my art teacher to paint a mural in the school gym. And that year, I just felt like art was my thing. I needed a thing because I was not the best at sports and some other school subjects. Maybe you are. But I found out that I love drawing people so much, and later, that must be why I became a portrait photographer for 18 years. It taught me so much about color and light, shadow, contrast, composition, and style. So I'm thankful for that time being a photographer. In the middle of my photography career, I started teaching art classes to kids in my home and in my husband's chiropractic office. I moved a lot, and I started and stopped many times for 7 years. But the reason was I just didn't have the space. It just wasn't enough to put my art in and my students, and I really wasn't creating a lot on my own. But during COVID, I decided life was just too short to not do what I was born to do. So I painted and I posted art and it sold. And then something else happened. I finally found a space that fits my own art studio needs, plus plenty of space for my students, and I have decided to expand the education to you online. It's been exciting and it's a dream come true. I feel like I just have to show you what you can do. You can do amazing things too. If you want to be an artist, you can be. You can paint for family, friends, charity, or just for you. But I believe that if you want to be an artist that actually sells art for a living, you could do that too. You may be thinking you're much too old or you're too young, but I disagree. You get to decide. I am teaching you because I believe you can become an amazing artist. The world needs your art. It's all been done before, but it has not been done by you.